Human ancestors in the Pleistocene environment of evolutionary adaptedness lived within a tight loop of survival. Their cognition was forged in a world where food, predators, and mates were immediate physical problems that demanded immediate physical answers. This cognitive landscape was constrained by Dunbar's number. Our neocortex evolved to track approximately 150 stable human relationships, the limit where every member of a tribe can maintain a direct, individuated understanding of every other member. In these immediate return societies, reality testing occurred in real time. Skill produced observable results that same day, and failing to read the environment correctly meant a swift, literal adjustment of strategy. Human consciousness is a skin-in-the-game system. We developed the ability to distinguish truth from noise because our survival depended on a biological engagement with high-consequence physical risks. The agricultural revolution broke this limit with delayed return systems, creating a scaling problem our brains weren't designed to handle. To manage it, we traded direct relationships for institutional hierarchy. We interacted with formalized roles, priests, merchants, lords, using categorical shortcuts rather than personal knowledge. Carl Jung identified the cognitive technology we use to survive this transition, the persona. This social mask acts as a necessary interface, allowing us to participate in large group cooperation by projecting a standardized public role. This transition defined the survive era. Our primary mental struggle became the dialectic of order versus chaos, where we suppressed biological self-regulation in favor of social conformity and predictable behavior. This trade-off created a differentiation deficit. To fit into the hierarchy, many of us fused our identities with the group, trading autonomous judgment for the relief of social agreement and the weight of chronic, systemic anxiety. By the end of this era, the human brain had learned to prioritize plausibility over truth. Agreement with the collective became the most efficient way to navigate the world. Even as our societies grew abstract, our biology remained anchored to a deeper order of reality. If we travel deep enough into the structures of a single neuron, we find the physical mechanics of awareness. These cylindrical protein lattices, microtubules, organize cellular activity. Beyond structural support, Orch-OR theory suggests they are quantum processing engines, holding competing hypotheses in superposition. These qubits compute via the Schrödinger equation until reaching a gravity threshold, collapsing into a conscious moment. Stuart Hameroff, a key architect of this theory, observed that general anesthetics selectively erase consciousness by binding within these microtubule channels, effectively pausing the quantum computations that generate our stream of experience. This aligns with Carl Friston's free energy principle, which views the brain as an inference machine. It minimizes surprise by balancing accuracy, how well our beliefs match sensory data, against complexity, ensuring our model of the world remains efficient and grounded. Biological consciousness serves as a reality anchor. It uses quantum computation to resolve the tension between internal beliefs and external evidence, maintaining our grip on what is physically real. We have entered the advance era, a landscape of high innovation. But this environment is compromised by large language models, systems functioning as zero differentiation nodes. These AI nodes have zero differentiation. They lack biological embodiment, quantum microtubules, and skin in the game. They generate text based on statistical probability, not on an accountability to truth or physical consequences. This creates what researchers call epistemic camouflage. Because LLMs are optimized for engagement and plausibility, they generate confident hallucinations that mimic the emotional markers we use to assess credibility. We are being trained to accept linguistic fluency as a substitute for factual validity. Bowen's law shows that when we triangulate with these zero differentiation nodes to manage our stress, they cannot absorb the load. Instead, they amplify systemic anxiety, displacing the uncertainty of a hallucinating AI back into our own nervous systems as increased allostatic load. This chronic outsourcing of reality testing erodes the boundary between a symbol and the object it represents. When linguistic plausibility becomes our only standard for truth, the metaphor collapses into a literal, ungrounded reality, a phenomenon previously associated only with psychosis. This entire process triggers an algorithmic regression. The constant stress of ungrounded information hijacks the brain's survival circuits, forcing us back into the binary, tribal thinking patterns that defined the survive era. Research indicates that this digital immersion degrades the medial prefrontal cortex. This is the brain's reality monitoring hub, responsible for the high-level task of distinguishing our own internal thoughts from external information. As this reality monitoring circuitry fails, we lose our capacity for the synthesis and innovation that defined the advance era. We trade individual discernment for tribal fusion, becoming reactive nodes in a polarized algorithmic network. Reclaiming our consciousness requires a return to skin in the game. We must restore our biological grounding through direct physical nature, face-to-face dialogue, and the difficult friction of individual judgment that machines cannot replicate. Human reality is a quantum biological event that must be verified through the nervous system. Our ability to perceive the truth depends on our willingness to live within the high-stakes world of physical consequence.